Um, yeah, this is now attempt two. I'm not gonna lie, I just did a whole 20 minutes. Um, yeah, and then I found out that the mic wasn't, you guys couldn't hear anything. And yeah, it was a lot. There was a whole channeled message before we started. Then I started talking about some other stuff. And either way, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit blowed. So definitely, I'm still gonna, get it together. We're gonna get through it. But definitely just bear with me as I ramp up and get the momentum going. But hi, I'm Mark. I'm your reader. Welcome back to Monday Magic. And yeah, this is a special one. Um, Being that we're fresh off the autumn equinox yesterday, as well as the solar eclipse, new moon. Um, what else? What else? Um, yeah, and the most special reason of all of them is my birthday is in 3 days on the September 25th. So yeah, I definitely want to get a little festive and really get in the celebration spirit and come on here and yeah, celebrate with you all. Being that I may not see y'all again till next Monday, or we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, the channel message I got before I started recording was that creativity. Um, One thing that really breaks my heart is when I hear people say that they don't consider themselves creative, or you ask somebody like, "Oh, are you creating?" And they're, "Oh, no, I'm not really creative," or I'm more like, And I feel like that for me that just is an indicator of how disconnected from self someone might be, because at our root we're creators, and it's like I don't know if you're a religious person, say you believe in Christianity, you practice Christianity. They say we're made in God's image. And when we talk about God, what do we call God? The creator. So if you're made in God's image, how could you possibly feel like you're not creative? It's like that's the one thing you are. Before anything else, you're creative, and everything else. And that's the one thing we all have in common is that we're creative, that we're creating all the time. And I feel like it's not that they truly aren't creative. I feel like maybe a lot of times it's that their perspective on what creativity is that's a little skewed. Um, they may see it as like the arts, or like because they're not painting, or because they're not making music, or not, drawing and stuff like that, that they're not creative. But it's like creativity is in everything. It's like, do you cook? If you can cook, especially without a recipe, you just put some things together and it comes out good. It's like, yo, that's super creative. That's a super creative process. Getting dressed, even if even if other people don't believe that you can dress, but if you put on clothes and have a style that's uniquely yours, like that's creative. And just life in general, life is a creative process. The things you decide to do, the things you decide not to do, the people you associate with, the people you don't associate with, all that stuff is creative choice. What time you wake up, what gym you decide to get a membership at, where you decide to apply to, where you work, when you leave the job, how long you stay. Like all these things are creative processes in writing the story that is your life. Like when you watch a biopic of somebody famous or something like that, and you watch their movie from them growing up to, whatever. It's like, okay, when did that become a creative thing? When did it become a story? Not just when the person made the movie, but their life itself was a story. And now this is someone trying to tell it and capture it. But the true essence of it is the story, the creative, the creation was their life. The choices they made along the way, the things that they didn't do, the things that popped up, how they responded to adversity, all that is creation. So I challenge you, if you're someone who feels like you're not creative, I challenge you to zoom out and look and find where that hidden creativity is. And if you can't find anything like the cooking or the getting dressed, or even if you're a good liar, like, if you get in a jam and you can make something up and people always believe it, that's creativity. That's creativity. It may not be good to everybody, but hey, that's you creating. So yeah, I definitely challenge you to zoom out and see where that creativity is hiding from you at. And yeah, if you're somebody who typically is like, yeah, I'm not creative, then I challenge you and I want you to let me know. I want you to, hey, respond, comment, message me, however you need to let me know. Be like, yeah, I didn't consider myself creative, but now that you say that, yeah, there's this, there's that. And if you don't find anything, let me know, because I'll tap in with you and we can find it. I'm on a mission, because that really breaks my heart when people are like, yeah, I'm not creative. It's like, what? Are you crazy? Like, we got some work to do then if you think that. But hell yeah. So that was the channel message. And I felt it's not something I haven't said before, and it's something that whenever I hear that, I'm always quick to get on somebody and be like, what? And try to challenge them and see if they truly aren't creative, you know? And I always find something, and it's like, oh, I never really viewed that as creative. Or they downplay it, and it's like, that's the problem. It's not that you're not creative. You don't see it. And it's like, or you don't see it as that, or you don't value it as that, but it is that. So yeah, let me know. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I really do. And I hope this Monday finds y'all in good spirits. And yeah, you know, things may pop up and show up and, you know, mess up the perfect story that you're writing, or seem to mess up the perfect story that you're writing. Embrace those challenges and, you know, decide that, okay, that's cool. They threw a monkey wrench in your story, you know, but it enhanced your story, you know, because if you take it the right way and you incorporate it the right way and integrate the energy the right way, it will enhance your story. And think about it, any movie you've ever watched, any book you've ever read, there was always obstacles and things to overcome. If it was just peachy keen, straight line from here to their achievements, that wouldn't make a very good story, and it wouldn't make a very good movie. So embrace the obstacles that pop up, embrace the frustrating things, embrace just the energy, and understand that it's all your story. And sometimes, you know, life throws side characters and different things at you to see what you'll do. And it's like improv. If you've seen one of those improv shows and it's like, oh, they throw a word out there and then they use the word and they incorporate it into whatever the skit is. It's kind of like that. It's like, all right, what are you going to do with this? It's like, oh, okay, what about that? And it's like, okay, let's see. And then you know, and then you are empowered to make your story. Your story's already great. You're empowered to tell it however you want to tell it. So yeah, thank y'all for being a part of that experience and that journey with me. Yeah, as we all continue to navigate the energies, this container, and just life in general. So I'm really grateful. That being said, you know how we get things going here. I already did a little bit of presence practice, but after, yeah, that debacle, I could definitely use some more. So I'm excited to do it with you guys this time. But yeah, we're gonna get started with our breath work. If you're new here, with the breath work, breathe all the way down to the belly. Hold at the top, well, I guess hold at the bottom, and then you're gonna exhale, but make sure your exhales are slower than your inhales. So if you're gonna inhale for a long time, make sure you exhale real slow so it can be longer. You can have enough air to make it longer, and that promotes relaxation. If you want to boost an energy boost, you would do the opposite. You would make your inhales longer than your exhales. So it'd be like, and after a while, you'd really start to feel pumped. But we're gonna go for relaxation, get us grounded into our body, anchored into the moment, and really become a blank slate for the energy that we're gonna be working with and to see what's in store. So yeah. And then after that, we're gonna get going with our breath work, and I'll give a bit of an explanation once we get there. But without further ado, you know how we do. Get your neck rolls going. Introduce a little bit of movement to your body. You know, if I was in front of the tree, I would. Oh, that's another thing. We're inside today because, yeah, it's a little stormy outside. And it worked out because, you know, I got to be able to put on my good clothes. So, you know, alignment's a hell of a thing. So, and yeah, mood, gloomy and rain was not the mood, was not the vibes. So we're inside today. But yeah, introduce that flow into your body. And then when you're done, just go ahead and close your eyes. Or not when you're done, but you can close your eyes if you can. And if you can't, it's okay too. And I hope y'all are cozy with me. And sorry that all this stuff is kind of in my head, because like things I've already expressed, you know, in the first time. So it's like things are just popping back up like, oh, you didn't say that this time. So, but when you're done with the movement, find your center. And then let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and hit a bonus one. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and introduce a little bit of movement back into your body. Roll your neck a little bit. A little shimmy. And then when you're done, re-find your center. Next, we're going to get going with our body scanning. And with the body scanning, we're going to start at the top of the head. And as I call out the different parts and we work our way down, just place your awareness there. If you feel any tension there, don't overthink it, don't question anything, just kind of place your awareness there. And if you notice anything, like any stuck energy, any tension or anything, just release it with your awareness. Or if it's like a physical tension, relax and soften up wherever that spot is and just continue on. Don't question it, don't judge it, any of that stuff. Because what we're really working is just the presence there. So, and if, like, for instance, if I say your mouth, go ahead and check in with your teeth, your tongue, or whatever you feel called to do. Don't feel limited to just what I say. So if you're in an area and there's something else there, you can go ahead and check in with that too. And the more you check in, the more present you'll be, and the more in your body you'll be, and more anchored you'll be. And that's the whole point. So start at the top of the head. Now your forehead. Now the back of your head. Now your eyes. Your nose. Your mouth. Your chin. your ears, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, your stomach, your butt. And if you're sitting, really hone in on your connection to whatever you're sitting on, and like where where they where you meet the surface of that, and really lean into the support that's there. Now your butt, or I think I already did butt. Your groin and crotch area. Now your hands. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Now your upper legs, like your thighs, quads, hamstrings. Then your knees. Then your lower legs, your calves and your shins. Then your feet. And then last but not least, your toes. And then when you're done, go ahead and give them a little wiggle too. Go ahead and introduce that movement back into your body. And before you open your eyes, just go ahead and express gratitude 3 times, whether that be out loud, in your mind, or just energetically. But really feel into it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, whenever you're ready, just go ahead and open your eyes. I definitely needed that. Thank you. See, I done had my glasses and everything. I was here to turn up with y'all. But the ring light, no es bueno. But hey, here, don't sleep on me now. Okay, I ain't come here to play with y'all. But yeah, how you feeling? Yeah, this presence practice is the whole point is just to anchor us into the present moment, get us back into our bodies, and really give us a blank slate going into navigating all these energies, because it can be a lot and can be a lot of different things coming up. So it's like if you go into it already scattered, you go into it already kind of, overfilled, and there's not room for more, then it's like we're going to miss out on a lot of the divine presence and gifts that come up throughout these readings. So yeah, it's definitely important for me to always, have us take a second to really lock in and really become present and grounded into the moment. And yeah, and I remember the first time I did it, and on Monday Magic, I didn't expect it to be like an every week thing, but it's like the second week I was like, nah, I guess I'll do it again. But it's like each time after that I was kind of like, I wasn't gonna do it. But then as I got here, it's like, yeah, let's do it. And now it's like, it's one of my favorite parts of Monday Magic. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you all for buying in and continuing to take those moments with me. And yeah, if you guys have taken it out and, you know, use it in your walking life or use it outside of here, definitely let me know, because that's really dope. And yeah, it can serve you. It really can. So definitely thank you. But without further ado, let's get to it. This week, we're going to alternate between Tarot and Oracle. Just in the birthday energy, you know, because these are, you know, the cards I made. So just to infuse each, you know, message with a little bit of myself beyond just me channeling and beyond me, the parts which I already do, but just in the name of ceremony. Yeah. Whew. Can't believe I was really sitting there. Man, I'm not even going to rehash the past. Let it be. But happy Monday, y'all. I don't know if I said it again, but happy Monday. And yeah, hope you guys are in the middle of a good ass day. A good ass day on purpose at that. Because, hey, it really is a choice. You can't have a good day just because you decide to. And when things show up and try to knock you off, be like, nah, today's a good day. And it's really that as simple as that. Page of Swords. Right now I'm being called to how his eyes are closed, but he also looks like he's playing. And that just feels like, stay light and also value your inner world over what's showing up in the outer right now. Understand that if you're relying on your eyes, you might fall victim to illusions. You might fall victim to fear and, you know, just all the smoke and mirrors that are at play right now that are to make you feel that exact way, you know, to make you fearful, to make you feel like, oh, things are shaky or like things are chaotic, which they may be, but understand that order comes through chaos. Chaos leans into order. So understand that your inner world, pay attention to that more so. Do you actually feel shaky beyond what you're looking at, making you feel that way? How do you feel? And understand that if it's different, that you can lean on that, and that's what's real. Understand that that's okay, and you can go play, and you can keep your eyes closed, and you can know and allow your inner world to lead you. Because if you feel like everything is okay, you don't need to go make yourself fearful because you feel like you need to be fearful. It's not necessary. Understand that if you have peace, if you're at peace, that's enough. And that's what you should be. That's what you should be cultivating, you know, and creating your life from that point with. You don't need to go like, things are crazy, but I don't feel crazy. Like, there's nothing wrong. It's okay. Understand that your reality is your own. Understand that all the craziness outside is being co-created by all of us in our attention anyway. So if you're feeding your fear back to the chaos, understand that it's gonna manifest into more chaos. So the best thing you can do is unplug. The best thing you can do is go create and go walk in the energy of you, more so than being at the mercy of what's going on outside. So that's definitely the call here. Oh. Netflix. Yeah, go relax. Go watch something with intention, and it just goes in line with the eyes being closed. It's like, if outside is too chaotic right now and it doesn't match, you or what you're trying to create, go choose what you want to pay attention to. Go watch something that makes you feel inspired. Go pay attention to, something that's in alignment to life you're trying to create. Like if you're a music artist or if you're a fashion designer, go watch something about a documentary about someone who's in fashion. Go watch a movie about a fashion designer. Go watch something that's in alignment to who you are and what you're creating right now, rather than watching the news all day or watching, crazy videos on social media that make you feel fearful or make you feel like things are crazy. Understand that, yeah, you have control over your reality. You have control over how you get to feel. And the more you do that with intention, the better. And yeah, the more flow, ease, peace you'll be able to experience, because at your root, you are peace, you are love, you are all these things. So understand that if you're in a constant state of feeling shaky, that something is wrong. If you're in a constant state of fear or feeling like unstable and all that, that something's wrong. And that one way to combat that is to feed yourself and feed yourself something better. Feed yourself things that feel aligned to who you actually are and where you're going. And understand that through where you place your attention, where you place your focus, that's where your energy flows. So it's like, pay attention to something that makes you feel good, even if it's just for a little bit, and see how that changes like your whole reality from the inside out. Yeah, and that's something that's very useful all the time. Like whenever you feel a little off, whatever, you be like, okay, one way to get yourself back on track is to pay attention to something that makes you feel how you want to feel, Like if you feel like, things have been too serious, go watch something funny, go laugh a little bit. And through that, like you'll change your vibration and your experience will change. It definitely will, even if just for a little bit. But in that, you can, once it changes in a little bit, you can use that new energy, that new vibration that you're at to cultivate, the next present moment and to continue to stay in that vibration. So it takes a lot of intention and a lot of little things that add up to big changes and big shifts. But understand that at the end of the day, no matter what it is, it all comes down to a choice that you get to make at any given time. So yeah, and allow it to be fun as well. If things feel too serious, take a pause, and it's okay, whether it be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 11 minutes. It can go a long way. Like, I'm not saying you have to spend your whole day binge watching, a show and laughing. You don't have to do it. It might just be 15 minutes, Watch a 5-minute skit or whatever it is, whatever you need. But you have the power to give it to yourself and to shift that vibration, to shift your awareness, to shift your energy. So use it. Yeah. 6 of Cups. Ace of Wands. There's a heavy on like a giving energy. You see like he's giving her the cup, and then this hand is handing the wand out of the cloud. There's opportunity. There's an opportunity here. Yeah, and it's a divinely protected opportunity, because I'm also being drawn to, I don't know if you can see him in the back right there, like he's watching them, but he doesn't feel like, like a bad guy, like watching them, like he's about to do something, but more so like he's protecting them, and they don't even necessarily know, like they're kind of engrossed right here, but he's also watching over them to make sure nothing happens, and that just feels very significant right now. And being just to trust what's showing up right now. If there's an opportunity that shows up that feels like everything you ever wanted, don't feel like it's too good to be true. Don't feel like you have to be nervous and walking in it. Understand that, yeah, be aware, lead with intention, but understand that Your spirit team, the universe, God, everybody already did the due diligence and already vetted whatever this is. Understand that it's sent directly from them. So understand that it's okay. It's everything that you think it is, and it's your vehicle to whatever your next thing is, or wherever you've been trying to go, or wherever you're going. So understand that you are divinely protected in the unfoldment of whatever this is. And all you have to do is take the opportunity and move. And enjoy the ride as well. Like, you don't have to be so serious or feel like, oh, if you don't approach it the right way, you'll mess it up. Understand that it's an experience for you to it's an experience for you to have. Understand that you enjoying it is just as important as you doing well, you know. And you enjoying it is what's going to guarantee that you do well, because naturally you're somebody who you know, who does the due diligence, who takes things very seriously, and puts their best foot forward. So this won't be any differently, and it doesn't take any conscious extra effort, because that's just naturally who you are. So you can use that extra effort to make sure you're having fun, to continue to check in with yourself and make sure that you're enjoying it, you know, because it's to be enjoyed. What's the point of getting the opportunity you've been waiting for just to sit there and stress about wanting to do it right, or hoping that, you know, you're not messing it up? Because, like, no, experience it. If you mess it up, enjoy the mess up, you know, allow yourself to be a kid. Kids don't sit there and, you know, mess up and get mad. I've seen kids make mistakes and laugh, and like it made it that much more fun. It's like, oh, I messed up, and it's like, wow, like that's beautiful and that's profound, because like in the imperfections is the perfection, you know. In the mistakes is where you learn. You only got better because you messed up. You don't get better because you get it perfect every time. It's the mistake and then you come back, you know. Like, I'm being called, like, for example, when I first started this, I didn't have a mic and I was just doing it. And I remember one time I got a comment, it was like, just about all the extra noise, and saying that they typically don't watch readings outside with natural sounds because it overstimulates them and it's distracting. And it's like, oh, okay. And without that, you know, that could have been something that I took, like, you know, like, dang, like I'm messing up, like when I'm done, like why wouldn't I thought of that? You know, I could have really been hard on myself about that. But it was like in that moment, it was like, oh, okay. Like I was already thinking about getting a mic, I was gonna do it, but I was in no rush. I didn't think, you know, but in that moment, it was like, oh, okay. And then boom, the very next one, we had a mic, and now we're mic'd up. So it's like, without that, we wouldn't have elevated the space, you know? So it's like understanding that through an apparent mistake, an apparent F up, you can grow. If you allow it to be, if you integrate the energy, you can grow and become even better. So it's like, I'm thankful for that, because now we're here, and now it definitely did elevate the space. It elevated these readings for me. And yeah, it just made it that much more accessible to everybody, which is the whole point anyway. So it's like, without that, who knows? I would have probably just kept going or whatever, and it would have still been this eventually thing. Like, eventually I'll get a mic, eventually I'll get a mic, eventually I'll get a mic, eventually I'll get a mic. But hey, here we are. So understand that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to get criticism. It's okay, all of that. Because in the end, if you integrate it and you apply it the right way, it will lead you to more of yourself, and it will elevate you. And that's the whole point. We're here to elevate. We're here to expand. We're not here to stay the same. We're not here to make the same mistakes over and over again. We're not here to, you know, just only be perfect either. Like, we're here to experience the whole spectrum of emotion, the whole spectrum of experiences. And through your failures, if you use them the right way, you'll be catapulted upwards every time. So yeah, enjoy this process. And if you make mistakes, laugh. Enjoy that too, because understand that, wow, I just got better because of that every single time. If you allow it, it will be. So even your successes will push you forward, and so will your failures. So enjoy that process, please. Don't make it too serious, because it doesn't have to be. Ooh, got a few. Success. Your success is guaranteed. Like I said, you're not at the mercy of trying to make the right decisions. Like, oh, if you do this thing, you'll end up successful. If you do this thing, you're gonna fail. Like, it's not that. Understand that your story's already written. Understand that right now you're just actualizing it. So what do you want to do? And follow your heart and continue to walk that path, and understand that all the roads lead you to where you're going. If you knew you couldn't mess up, what would you do? Like, if you knew, like, no matter what you did, you'd end up where you wanted to go, what would you do? and do that. Please continue to do that and continue to ask yourself that question. Like, like if I knew that, like no matter what I did next, I'd end up where I wanted to go, what would I do? And continue to make that choice. Continue to make that choice. Understand that that is the choice that's being presented to you because your success is guaranteed. And the more you treat it as if like you're at the mercy of making one decision or the other, or like one decision is going to take you there and another decision is going to take you away, that will be your reality. So you need to cut that type of thinking out immediately and understand that it's all just creative decisions. And of course, that doesn't mean go self-sabotage or go do a bunch of stuff, because like things have consequences for sure. But understand that you're not that type of person anyway. So just in the sake of you making one decision that's a good decision, another decision that's a good decision, just follow your heart and do what you feel called to do. And understand that that's going to take you there, without a doubt. 999. I just heard Juice World. So hey, he might be somebody's favorite artist, and just Juice World in general. He's a pretty dope person, and I wasn't really too into his music when he was alive, but after he passed, and I've watched the documentary and things like that, like he definitely holds a special place in my heart. He's definitely a very special soul and person for sure. Yeah, but with the 999 energy, I'm also getting just completion, like, and a long road to completion. Like if it was just 1-9, it would feel like just, like a chapter or just like maybe a week or something. But the 999 makes me feel like it started at 1, and we got all the way 999 and complete, 1,000. Like that's where we've been headed. And now we're at the 999th step. And it's like, yeah, we're closing out a big era, not even like a chapter, but an era. And yeah, that's exciting because I feel like we've been working very hard to get to this point, and it's like the end of a book. Maybe it's a trilogy, like it's this book, then there's a second book, and then there's a third book that closes it out. And now it feels like we're closing that first book. And yeah, that's exciting because it's like, wow, we're leading into a whole new story, a whole new novel with a whole new characters, settings, and all that. And that's exactly what we're stepping into. It's much bigger than just a new season. A new season could just be, you meet some new people, you're at a new job or whatever, but we're talking like a whole new life. Like this is a whole new story from the first book. Like it's continued because, we got the same main character, and it's still telling the tale of, that character on their way to everything that they're actualizing. But understand that this is the end of that first book, and it's time for the second book, and that's exciting, super, super exciting. And yeah, celebrate now. Don't wait until, all the proof comes in. Like welcome it in, meet it halfway, and yeah, turn up. I'm definitely getting like party vibes. I'm hearing like, what is the thing that they blow? It's like I'm hearing those, and I'm hearing like confetti pops and like all that. There's a whole party scene up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, more progressive energy. That was the end of the book, and now we're moving forward. And it's like back to basics as well. Like now in this new book, allow yourself to be new again, because in a new book, they don't just get into it like exactly what's going on. There's still a little bit of like, this might be somebody's first introduction to the trilogy. They might have picked up the second book for some reason. So there's still a little bit of kind of like reintroduction. There's still all those type of vibes. So understand, allow yourself to be new in this. Allow yourself to be a baby. Allow yourself to learn from things like you have no idea what's going on, like, because understand that this is a whole new book. It may feel like, some of the characters might still be around and you might be doing a little bit of some of the same things, but understand that it's all new. So get back to basics and allow yourself to relearn your reality again, because it's changing and the rules may be changing. What's been working for you may not work for you in this new book. What's failed for you in the past may be easy, super easy, and waiting on you now. So don't be closed off because you feel like like, oh, okay, I can't do that because last time I did this, or oh yeah, I can't go over there because they don't really like my music over there, so I won't perform there. It's like, nah, understand that this is a whole new thing. You're a whole new person. So understand that your reality is going to react to you completely differently. You're going to be like, wow, like what the heck? I literally did this before and they did not react like this. Understand that, yes, So approach it all as if it's all new. I don't care if you performed there 10 times and they booed you every single time. Understand that this time you're going to get a standing ovation and they're going to ask you to do an encore. And that's the vibes we're going into. So walk into these places like you were dropped off by God himself, you know, by the universe themselves. Like they dropped you off and told you to go do your thing. Walk into those rooms like that, because that's the reality of the situation. You are a vessel of divine energy. And yeah, what you're doing is in the world's best interest and is in divine alignment. Understand that you're not in alignment, you are alignment. So move that way and understand that. Allow yourself to enjoy all these things and to be new and to be fresh and allow things to react to you differently, because they will. Jason. Yeah, I heard Jason Sudeikis for some reason. The actor. Yeah, that might be significant for somebody. He's pretty funny. Yeah, this feels like go laugh, man. Don't take things too seriously. Yeah, I'm also seeing Jason like the horror film person, but it's not him. Like, it's not the energy of him. Like, that feels like an illusion. Like, he's there, but it's like, this is not about you. So I'm not going to allow you to take my focus over there and to make me feel fearful when the call is to laugh. And Jason Sudeikis is really right here, but it's like over there is Jason. It's like, he's trying to pull your energy and distract you. But go laugh. Things are not as serious as they appear. And understand that they feel serious. Pull your focus back right here. Because he's over here telling jokes and you're over here worried about the dude in the hockey mask way over there. He'll be okay. 5%. You're in rare company. 41 on the timer as I say that. You're not the average person here. Understand that. If you look around and people don't understand you, or you feel like you're like, whoa, like how's everybody, you know, so at peace with all this craziness? How's everybody, you know, why is nobody asking questions? Why is everybody acting like all this is normal? Understand that that's their reality. That's their story to live and to navigate, you know. But understand that you're not alone. See, this says 5%. Like, it doesn't say like one and only, like, you know, like there's other people, maybe not in your vicinity, they might be spread out, but understand that there's other people who feel that same way, who are having to wake up to those same things, who are navigating that same loneliness and that same, you know, they're having to look around and be like, dang, like I feel like I'm the only one who sees clearly, I'm the only one who feels out of place. But understand that you're not alone in that. And you might be alone in your immediate area, but hang your hat on the fact that there's other people having those same conversations, those same things, who feel those same fires burning in their belly to make change, to all that stuff. So understand that you're in small company, but it's still company. And yeah, it's a lot of us. Understand that you'll understand just how many of us it is. The more you allow yourself to expand, the more you put yourself in environments and places where you can be seen. Understand that the people like you want to find you. And if you don't feel like you've seen them around, put yourself out there. Speak. Share the things that are on your heart. Allow your light to be seen, and understand that, yes, it's going to push certain people away, but there's going to be people who it pulls in, who it attracts right in. It was like, oh my God, like, yes, oh my God, you're this, you're that. And it's like, oh wow, like, wow, you just got that from a video that you saw? Or like, wow, you picked that up just from me saying a couple of things? It's like, yes. And understand that that's how special you are, and that you aren't for everybody, you know. Maybe eventually you will be, everybody will catch up and they'll understand that, wow, that's what you were saying? Oh, okay, I get it now. But understand that you're ahead of the wave, and understand that everybody plays their part in the grand scheme of all this stuff, you know. It's not everybody's job to be everything. Certain people, certain people are meant to have their boots on the ground. Certain people are meant to be the forces against, you know, but it all comes together and it all aligns to get us from point A to point B, and everybody has to play their role, whether you view it as good or bad, whether you feel like people are in the way, or, you know, like whatever it is, everybody's role is important. And if your role is to be someone who sees, if it's your role to be a leader, if it's your role to be thought-provoking and to do all that, then do it. Understand that they're doing their job as well, and you just need to do your job, and understand that everything else will flow and everything else will find you. So you are a part of that 5%, and celebrate that. Don't feel like, you know, it's a bad thing, or don't sit there and wish, you know, like, oh, I wish I was just like everybody else, because why? If they had that call in their heart, I promise you they would honor it. If they knew what you knew, they would follow it. So don't sit there and miss out on your gifts by trying to be like everybody else. Because understand that they wouldn't do that. The minute they know better, they're going to move. And then you're going to be like, wow, but I thought that before and I stayed. And it's like, why would you stay? Sick. So, in Aquarius, I'm just getting like community. And that just goes to set with the 5%. Like, your community is finding you. They're coming. Just allow yourself to be seen. How can they find you if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not shining that beacon of light so they can follow and come right to you? So continue to put yourself out there in any way you can. And that doesn't mean like, oh, now you have to go like put this rigid content plan together, or you got to go do TikTok dances now. And like, just put yourself out there authentically. You have thoughts all day, every day. You have perspectives all day, every day. Share some of them. When you get a random thought and you find yourself thinking about something, be like, let me just record, tell it to my phone like a FaceTime call and post it. Somebody's going to be able to relate. It's going to inspire somebody. Especially as you're somebody who's part of that 5%, it's going to inspire somebody. It's going to be profound. It's going to be thought-provoking. So just share that and allow people, I promise you, your people will find you. And there's probably people around you who you didn't even know were your people, who have just been, social media mutuals or whatever, who are going to be like, oh, wow, I was leading. You're like, wow, dang, I've been following for years and we've had no interaction. And I just posted this thing and then boom. It's like, yeah, there are no coincidences, and you never know who's around and who's been trying to find you and who's meant for you. So yeah, get into that Aquarius energy and understand that oneness is the truth. Community is the truth. And together we go way further. And yes, and through community, it takes individuals being individuals authentically as well. And then we come together all whole as individuals and then build this thing together. But understand that you have to be you, and you have to be authentic, and you have to be relentless in being seen and showing off your authenticity and showing off your light and all of its hues and its different shades and all of that. So understand that, yeah, the key to actualizing life you want and to bringing things that are in alignment to who you are is to be who you are loudly and at every opportunity, and to continue to show up and be authentic in that, and know that everything that comes behind it is going to be in your best interest and it's going to be in alignment to who you are, and that the things that fall away in that process are not in alignment to who you are. And the quickest way to get things out of your life and people out of your life that don't belong there is to be you 100%, because who you are is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to resonate. Everybody's not going to be comfortable in your energy with you at your fullest. So understand that the people who survive that are going to be the ones who are meant to be there. And that's the quickest way to avoid a lot of BS and dealing with a lot of things that aren't meant for you, is to be you loudly, 100%, 1,000%. Don't shrink to keep peace. Don't shrink to be able to stay in this spot and to stay around these people. And it's like, if you were at your fullest, if they wouldn't be there, then it's in your best interest to be at your fullest and get them out of there quickly. Because you're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy, and your energy is too valuable. You're a very important person. You're part of that 5%. You got things to do. So don't waste your time being in spaces that are way too small for you. 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. I'm telling you, this is you. This is your generational wealth. This is your legacy. This is everything that you've been actualizing. And this is what's waiting on you on the other end of authenticity. If you're yourself 1,000%, 100%, understand that this is all yours. And that's the reality of it. And it's not separate from you. It's a part of you. All you have to do is walk in it and understand that all those things are going to come in, because that's who you are at your truest. When you think about it at night, when you sit up, you don't have to force yourself to see all that stuff for yourself. When you're not even thinking about it, you find yourself just having visions of your future, and it's like all these amazing things. And it's like, that's who you are. That's what's waiting on you. And it's like the only way there is to be you, because it's yours. If you're busy being somebody else's, you're going to get somebody else's life. And it's like, why would you get somebody else's life when you've seen how good it gets for you? You've had the visions, you've had the dreams, all of it. You feel it at a heart level. When you see certain things, you're like, oh man, yeah, that's where I'm going to be at. That's what I'm on. So it's like, you get there by being you. If you sit there and you try to fit in and be somebody else, you're going to get their life, and you don't want their life. 49, 49 as I say that. So Oh yeah, authenticity is the name of the game. It's open. Leah, I'm doing something. Do you need something? Eight of Wands. We're on the move. So understand that if you feel a bit ungrounded, if you feel like you don't know what's going on, or if you feel like you're not where you were, but you're not where you're going yet, understand that you're on the move. You're headed there. Don't feel like you're missing something. Don't feel like there's something that needs to be fixed, or the fact that you feel ungrounded is an indicator of something wrong, because it's not. That's just the current energies right now, especially coming out of eclipse season. There's a lot of energy at play, and things have felt a little weird. Outside has even looked weird to me, at least. Like, yeah, there's been all type of stuff. So it's like, ground back into the fact of who you are. Ground into the fact that you are someone who's in alignment. You're not in alignment, you are alignment. So understand that, just pay attention to the energy, but don't judge it too much or feel like it has to mean something, or that because you don't feel super smooth and grounded that you're out, there's something wrong. That's just the current energies. So lean into it and embrace it. Yeah. Okay, then no. If y'all are leaving now, then no. Okay. Thank you. Little sisters, man. No respect. Oh, wow. That's way too many cards. But on the bottom is Queen of Wands. Let's see. Let's see what we can salvage from here. Okay, this card came out, so I'll leave that. Queen of Wands. Be confident in yourself and sit confidently on your throne and understand that it is a throne. I keep getting illusion energy, like, yeah. I feel like with the eclipse and everything, like, there's a lot of shadows being casted. So at any given turn, like, especially right now, like, you can feel like, I don't know, you can feel like something's wrong, or feel like you're misguided, or feel like something subtly just strange. And it's like, understand that, like I said with the last card, it's just the energies. And understand that everything's okay. Check in with your inner world. Check in with yourself and see, like, okay, is there actually something? Is there a reason to be feeling like this? And then when you go and you realize there's not, understand that, okay, this is not me. Like, this is not an indicator of something wrong within me. Understand that it can't just be the collective. It can't just be, the energies from the planetary alignments and all that stuff. But be confident in what you know. Be confident in your own power, and sit on your throne and tend to the things you need to tend to, and understand that that's what you're called to do right now. Don't feel like you have to be paying attention to anything particular, or that you need to be working on anything in particular outside of yourself. Understand that, do as you were, do what you've been doing, cultivate what you've been cultivating, work on what you've been working on, and understand that that's how you're gonna navigate this energy and get through untouched. Because now if you fall for the illusions, fall for the shadows, and you do a bunch of stuff, and then the energy clears, and now you're left with, a bunch of pieces all over the place and things that are broken. And then now you have to work with that. So now you have to do something. It's like, dang, like all you had to do was be still and not do anything. But so definitely just lean into your knowings, lean into who you are, and understand that if you were just fine yesterday, just fine this morning, that nothing actually changed, then chances are it's not you, and it's okay. Well, this came out reversed. I don't typically read reverses, but right now I feel called to. Yeah, this also feels like it's with the last one. Like, you see, like, now it feels like he's walking down. It's like, nah, you're going the wrong way. It's like you were fine, you were going the right way, but you 54 as I say that, but you allowed the illusions, you allowed the shadows to convince you that, oh no, this isn't right, and now you change directions, and it's like you were so close. It's like, don't let this be you. If this is you, turn back around now. Don't wait till you get all the way super far and realize, oh my God, like, what did I do? Understand that, okay, let me go back to what I was doing. Let me not quit and let me not pivot when I didn't even want to pivot because I felt like I should or something, you know? Continue what you're doing. Get back to work. Understand that whatever this is, you're right. And I feel like you only pivoted because there was that seed of doubt within you already, you know? You were already questioning yourself. You were already wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? And then now this shadow popped up at the right time, and you're like, oh, see, I knew it. And then now you turned around, and it's like, no, like, they're just preying on the fact that they know that seed of doubt was within you. And it's like, no, keep going. You're almost there. Like, you're so close. And it's like, yeah, there's no separation. You're there. But it's like, don't turn back now at the you know, right at the finish line, because it really is what that is. You're there. So congratulations. And if this is for you, then hell yeah, don't fall for that. It's all noise. Five of Wands. Look, you see they're all fighting, but no one's getting hit. They're just hitting wands against each other. Like, no, they don't actually want to hurt each other. They're just, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, don't fall for it. If you were looking at this scene from afar, you'd be like, oh my God, like, they're so brutal, they're doing so much. But it's like, they're not doing anything. None of them are actually about that life. It's all a distraction, really. So don't fall for it. Don't feel like, I don't know, maybe you might be feeling like people are attacking you, or they're sending, or you feel like they will if you express yourself, or if you show up authentically. And it's like, they're not really on that. They're just making a bunch of noise. They don't have anything else better to do, you know? But they're not hurting anybody. They're not actually bold enough to do that, you know? They're too afraid of the consequences. They're too afraid of what will happen, you know? It's like, you're not afraid of anything. You understand that you're sovereign. You understand that you're whole within yourself. So it's like, allow them to play and keep each other distracted and get off whatever they need to get off, but you're here to do something. So continue to do it. Oh, and we got another 5. 5s are clearly significant right now. 5 of Cups. It's time for you to go back to the castle. It's time to stop playing around. You've gotten everything you needed. You've charged up. You've gotten the clarity you needed. You've gotten the signs. You've had the angel numbers. You've got all of that. So it's time to get up and go do your thing now. And yeah, I get the feeling that, you know, you've been a little beat up in the process. Like, you're not getting up just unscathed, like, it's time to go. You might be a little, you know, getting up, but it's like, it's time. And your healing will find you along the way as you walk, you know. You have no idea what's waiting on you. By the time you get to the castle, you will be at 100%. So don't sit here feeling like you have to be at 100% before you can get up and walk to the castle. Understand that there's some water on the way. There's a fruit tree on the way. There's even a companion on the way. So it's like, but you have to start walking, or else you will stay in this space where it feels like there's nothing. You don't have anything. You don't have any support or whatever. But that's not true. You just have to get moving. And that's been the call. And it's time now. And now you're ready to do it. So now just get up. And if you have to limp your way at first, that's fine. But just show up and continue to walk and understand that everything you need will continue to find you on the way there. But the castle is yours. It's waiting on you. Your throne's in there waiting on you to reclaim it. So enjoy the ride. Back to Oracle. I don't know, the energy this week is definitely interesting. I'd say it's been one of the strangest Monday magic so far, but I feel like that's to be expected for an eclipse season. And like I said, I feel like the energy has been weird in general. Like, for me personally, for sure, I feel like things have felt very strange in all type of ways. And yeah, it's always been this kind of, I've been like just side-eyeing my reality a little bit, just kind of like, so I feel like, yeah, today's energies and the energies here are definitely in alignment to that. So, which is also reassuring, you know, but breathe. It's all okay. Even if you don't have all the answers right now, you don't even know what the hell's going on, you don't know what tomorrow looks like, next week looks like, breathe. You know that. You know you're alive. You know you have the breath in you. You have that connection, that spark of life within you. As long as you can breathe, you're alive, you know. As long as you can breathe, your breath has the power to do all type of things. That's really your connection to spirit, you know. Like we were doing earlier, breathing is like, okay, if you want energy, this is what you do. If you want relaxation, this is what you do. And there's a multitude of different breath works that can cultivate all type of energies, you know. Those were just a couple, and those are very, very basic. So yeah, I'm feeling called to tell you to look into that, like into breath and breath work and what exactly the breath is and why it does these things and how it does them. And my bad, my hair is wet, so it's like I'm pushing against here and I feel it like flattening out, and we definitely don't want flat locks. So, but yeah, breathe, man, breathe. It's okay, and allow yourself to be you in all your weird, wonky ways. Like, you don't have to be perfect, you know. You can express yourself how you need to express yourself. The most random thoughts that pop up, you can express them. And there's room for all of you. Understand that you don't just have to be perfect and show up one way. Understand that you being authentic is the most important thing always, no matter what that looks like. Happy, sad, angry, hungry, like whatever you are is exactly who you're supposed to be at any given time. Like, yes, you can do the work to, you know, cultivate different emotional states and change different vibratory states, but understand that what you are at any given time is okay too. And you can do, and that doesn't mean just because you're mad you have to go burn everything down or go punch holes in the wall. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there's positive uses for all those emotions, you know. And like, if you're a creator, you can go make a mad painting, you know, just throw a bunch of paint on it. And I bet you that it'll come out as a masterpiece, you know, because you showed up authentically in the space and you used that energy and you transmuted it and alchemized it into something positive, you know. And it's like, that's much more far reaching than going to go punch a hole in the wall. Because now you punch a hole in the wall, you got, you know, you move the energy, but now you have a hole in your wall. So now at some point you got to fix it. So now it's going to take more energy that you didn't need to have to use for that. You know, you could have used that to go make something good. And that hole in the wall isn't gonna serve anybody else. No one's gonna feel better because you have a hole in your wall, you know. If anything, they might feel worse, you know. They might be concerned about you, or they might be upset, like if you live, you know, with your people or something like that. And so it's like, use the energy in a better way, and you always have that choice. So yeah, breathe. Don't take things so seriously, and understand that however you feel at any given time is okay, and it's all useful. It really is, and it can be if you allow it to be. I knew that car was gonna come back out because it felt like I tried to rush it away. So yeah, breathe, relax, slow down. Let's breathe right quick. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Nah, energy is funny. I swear, when I say I knew it was gonna come back out, I promise you I knew it was gonna come back out. Cause I felt that I was like, oh, all right, like I'm going too long on this. I tried to rush it away, and it was like, I knew it was gonna come back out. I was like, breathe. But, and this was on the bottom before, and it came out. Miami. Understand that. Yeah, so take a vacation if you can. Even if it's just in your own hometown, like a staycation or something like that. And if you can't do that, stay at your house. Set your house up in a way that pours into you, you know. Turn your house into a retreat and lock in there, you know. Stay there for a day or 2 days for the weekend. Don't go out. limit yourself to the phone, you know, and treat it as like a vacation. You know, get some foods that you like, some fruits and stuff like that. You know, clean up and make it really a space that makes you feel good, and then lock in there for the weekend. And treat it like Miami, you know. Treat it like you just got an Airbnb at a mansion down in Florida, you know. And it can be that, and it will serve you in that way, I promise you. And that's just the call right now. And it's like, breathe, you know, relax. That really seems to be the call right now. And through all the strangeness, all the madness, all the chaos outside, it's like that's the most important thing you can do for yourself right now, is to allow yourself to relax and to breathe and to understand that it's all okay. And it's like, even if it's not all okay, you're not going to fix it all right in this second right now. So don't feel like you have to spend every moment trying to fight the problem or trying to get it done. It's like, it's not going to work that way anyway. So the best thing you can do is understand, have that awareness. Okay, this needs to be dealt with. Okay, I will deal with it. And then relax now, give yourself what you need, because now it's most important that you give yourself your self-care, that you get yourself everything you need, because that's the only way you're going to be able to pull yourself out of whatever the situation is. So understand that that's the call right now. It's like, okay, you're not going to solve it, not from the vibration of fear, not from the vibration of worry or lack or any of that. That's not going to solve the problem. The only way you're going to solve the problem is by getting above the problem, is by raising your vibration and being able to look down at the issue and be like, oh, okay. And then you'll have a clarity that you don't have right now while you're worried, looking left and right, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, your access to solutions from that vibration are very little. And even the solution that will come up will probably just put you into new problems, you know? They'll solve that problem, but you'll have a new problem because your vibration matched that. So the things that you're attracting in that vibration are going to be seeds that grow a tree of that exact thing. So it's like, you're not going to solve any problem from the vibration of worry. You're not. So even if it's just for a second, like I said, like earlier, you got to watch like a little 15-minute whatever to get your vibration different. And it's like, okay, I'm laughing. Okay, I feel a little better. Boom, now I can problem solve. Like, cool, that's cool. But if you're sitting there, oh my God, understand, like, look, that makes me feel anxious just doing that. I feel crazy. And it's like, I'm just acting. It's like, yeah, don't do that. Breathe. Go to Miami, even if that's just your house, even if that's just your room. Like, if you live at home, yo, don't come knocking on my door today. Yo, I'm locked in here today. I'm on vacation. I'm out of town. I'm in Miami. And do that, and understand that it's okay to do that. It's okay to take up space. And understand that you being at your wholeness is in the world's best interest. It's in everybody's best interest. So even if they don't understand it now or at a conscious level, they will be also benefiting from you giving yourself what you need in the long run. So please go to Miami, book that trip. Tupac, Hail Mary, come with me. That's what I'm hearing in my head right now. Yeah, go big, try something. Yeah, just try something and see, like, if you can think of, like, okay, something that's in alignment. I'm not saying just go do some random stuff, but like, if it's your dream to have a painting up in a museum somewhere, do something big. Pull up to a museum with your painting. Like, that might sound crazy, like, what? But pull up with your paintings and be like, yo, I'm this person. These are my masterpieces. I'm wondering how I can get, you know? And it may not even work like that. They might be like, what, are you crazy? We don't, whatever. But that's not the point. Just go do it and see what that feels like and see how you're received. And even if they shut you down, there's people in there who like art, you know? So they're already there because they want to see something good. They want to see masterpieces. So it's like, if you have a masterpiece, it doesn't take the validation of somebody else to make it a masterpiece. When people see it, they'll understand, like, oh my God, like, that's amazing. So yeah, if that's your dream, hey, make it, today's the day or this weekend. Like, yo, I'm going to take my paintings, I'm going to go out to that museum and I'm going to pull up and see what they say, you know? And who knows? They might be like, oh, wow, we actually been looking for something just like this, you know? And who knows? But it's like, if you're waiting for the validation to come first for you to go do big things, it's not going to work. So, hell yeah, that's that Tupac energy right now. They can't tell you nothing. Be you 100% authentically. And it's like, that's what you want, go get it, go do it. And understand that even if it doesn't work out the way you can see it working out, that it will work out in some way, because that's a big move and that's a big shift to be made, because that's not something you would typically do. And it's also sending out the message of who you are and who you know yourself to be, and your reality. That will have ripple effects into your reality, and your reality will shift because of something like that. So, hell yeah, go do that, please. Religion. And with this, I'm hearing like true religion. So I'm like, genes might be significant. Go put on your good genes. Like, yeah, I'm getting a party vibe from this. Like, go put on your good pants. Go put on your trues. And get ready to turn up. Go outside. Go be seen. And let them know you got that ish on, man. Like, you look good. You feel good. Like, don't hide from the world. Understand that you at your truest is in everybody's best interest, man. And even if people are hating at a conscious level, or people like, man, she always flexing on us, or he always trying to show off, understand that that's their ego talking, and that their higher self appreciates you because they know that they've been trying to get them to show up authentically, to expand, and to be to to shine bright, because that's what we're all here to do. We're all light, right? Light's not here to be super dim and to barely be seen. Like, no, it's here to shine. So their higher self is going to thank you. Their ego might be like, man, they always blah, 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 blah. But understand that their higher self is like, thank you. Like, yeah, because they understand that that hate is really just misguided love. It's just them like, I wish I could do that, you know? Like, who do they think they are doing that? Like, if I can't do that, but the thing is they can, you know? So you're setting a seed of you can do it too in them. And eventually they will get there. So their higher self thanks you. Even if they can't say thank you, understand that their higher self is like, thank you. Like, they needed to see this. I've been trying to get them to like wake up to themselves and to get them to shine, because they are a light, but they don't understand it yet. They're still using their power in a chaotic fashion instead of, focusing it and allowing it to actualize everything they want for themselves. But you free them to contemplate it, to think about it. That seed in them will eventually grow into them actually making that decision themselves too, you know? After so many times when people is like, damn, why everybody shining? Like, maybe I could, But it's like, you were one seed, you were one part of that, and then another person was another part of that, After enough hating, they're gonna boss themselves up. So thank them as well too, because it's like everybody plays their part. Like I said, everything isn't for everybody. Everybody isn't supposed to be everything. But understand that you being you 1,000% is in everybody's best interest, even if they can't vocalize that or verbalize it yet. So, hell yeah. Free everybody by freeing yourself, man. Oh, freedom is the gift that keeps on giving, I promise. 10 of Pentacles again at the bottom. We're on to something. We're on to something. We're building generational wealth, and not even just as individuals, but as a collective. Like, generational as far as like the whole collective, the whole world at this given time. Like, we're building wealth together, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of success, a wealth of experiences, a wealth of authenticity. And it's like it all comes through individuals choosing themselves and freeing themselves, and it frees the whole collective. And then we're gonna look around and be like, wow, like, when they look at us in the history books, it's like, wow, this was the generation, this era of time where truth found everybody, where oneness became the reality again, which was always the only reality, which was always the only truth. It's like, that's what we're building here. And in this space, we're cultivating it as well. And I know that you guys leave here and, you shine your light and, impact other people as well. It doesn't stop here in these containers, in these spaces. These conversations leave here, these realities leave here, and the seeds of the truth continue to be sprouted all over the place. And I appreciate y'all for that, for sure. Knight of Pentacles, we're moving. Stay focused. But understand when to stop and when to start. This ride isn't like a continuous just dash and run until you get there. And hustle culture and, just a lot of conditioning makes you feel like you have to stay moving, or if you're not, putting your all in. And it's not even just your all. I feel like people go give more than they even have just to feel like they're pushing, they're fighting and they're chasing, they're grinding. And it's like that's a trick used by the very people that you're fueling, Your grinding is fueling the rich, is fueling the people in power. Understand that if you never take a break, you never stop to rest, you're burning yourself out for who? Because you're going to make that money just to what? Give it to the people, just to pay rent, and you don't even have it anyway. So it's like you're grinding so they can have what they need, essentially. And it's like, for what? Rest. Understand that you at your whole will be able to actualize so much more than you all burnt out. Because at the end, yes, your rent will be paid. Yes, your car note will be paid. But it's like, what else do you have to show for it besides being tired? And then what, you're going to rest a little bit, and then it's back to that grind to pay the next one. And like, you're going to look up and be like, you didn't do anything but survive your whole life. Like, you sat there and just, yeah, you kept the house over your head, the house over your head. You kept the car going, but it's like, were you able to do everything else? The things that actually light you up, the things that actually make you feel alive and like you're actually here? Or were you just fuel? Were you just billionaire fuel? And that's not what any of us are here to be, I promise. So, yeah, introduce a little bit of slowing down and honor yourself when you feel like you need to slow down. And understand that it's okay. You can keep grinding later. It's not going anywhere. The grind's not going anywhere, and none of it's going anywhere. And don't feel like that's the only way to feel like you're actually working towards what you're working towards, because that's an illusion. Rest is just as productive when you need it as working hard when you need to work hard. But that's the name of the game, is understanding when to shift from one thing to the other. Understand that if you get that balance right, you'll be a well-oiled machine. You'll be operating at optimum efficiency, and you'll be able to get to everywhere you need to get faster. Because if you keep going, you can get burnt out. Now you have to recover from that. You're going to rest eventually, because you can't keep going. It's not sustainable. At some point, you're going to have to stop. And if it's a rude awakening type of stop, understand you might be out of the game for a long time. You might have diseases in your body. You might have stuff that takes you out of the game for months or longer, when it's like you could have just took a couple 15-minute breaks a couple times a day. And now you're sitting here in a hospital bed, or now you're sitting here with this disease, that disease. And it's like, because you're going to have to slow down, whether you choose to or life chooses for you. But it's just not sustainable. So the quicker you can embrace, the ebbs and flows of your energy and life, the better. Because you won't need rude awakenings or anything like that to get it, because you just get it. So the Fool. This is it. I feel like this is you walking into that next book. Not that next chapter, but that next book in the trilogy. We finished book 1, we're going into book 2 now. And it's like, you're taking a lot of these things that you learned, and you're realizing that through all that, all you really, 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 really know is what's in your heart, Because all these, you can know them, and there's truth. There's definitely truth in everything I'm saying. But I feel like for me, the more I learn, the more I know, the more I understand that I don't know anything, Like, at a logical level, Like, I know it feels right in my soul, and I know, like, okay, yeah, I know that to be true. But at the end of the day, the more you think about it, it's like, it's all plausible. It's all, yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're waiting for logic, and everything to make sense, you won't move. And it's like, you have to move. So it's like, you have to just go with what you feel in your heart, and understand that everything will continue to move and will continue to show you what you need to see. But you don't need a complete picture. You don't need a complete validation to feel like you can move, to start. Like I said, the more you know, the more you realize, like, you don't really know anything. Like, and that's okay, because it's not for you to know. It's for you to be it, to embody it, to experience it. Because once you try to know and knowledge, it's taking you out of it, because the energy just is. You just are. You are. So it's like, I am. So it's like, that's the truth, and that's the only truth. It's like, the more you try to grasp it and hold it and make it physical and tangible, the further away from the truth you're getting. So allow that to be enough. Your existence is all the proof you need. And understand that just walking in and following your heart and following your existence and where it takes you will lead you to all the truths you need. Because a lot of it is just noise. A lot of it is just other people's speculation. A lot of it is just other people's thoughts and all of that. So it's like, all that's true is your inner world, is what you know to be true and what feels right in your heart. And that's all you can hang your hat on anyway. So it's like, allow that to be enough, and be the fool. You see, he's got his flower, and he's got that little sack with like nothing in it. And that's enough. He got a little dog companion, and he supported. Look, the sun. He's supported by the very thing that gives us life, that allows us to live here and not, freeze to death, that allows life to be possible here. So understand that you are supported in that same way. He's about to walk off a cliff. He doesn't know, but in his heart, he feels right. He doesn't feel scared. So he's not going to allow the illusions to make him afraid if he's not afraid. He understands that as he's falling, boom, the hand of the divine is going to catch him because he's supported in this mission. And if you're living right, you're going to find yourself as the fool a lot because you're going to have to keep taking leaps of faith. You're going to have to keep stepping out on faith and just your knowings and understand that it's okay and that that's what you're supposed to do. It's not always going to make logical sense, but if you require everything to make logical sense, you will not get anywhere. Not anywhere worth going, at least. You'll get places for sure. Just based off logic, you'll get there, but nowhere worth going. Not to the place you want to go and that you belong, for sure. Your heart is the only compass that'll get you there, I promise you. Back to the Page of Swords. Back to play. Don't get so serious. Trust yourself. Trust your inner world. Trust your knowings. Ten of Pentacles on the bottom, but I don't remember if I shuffled it. So I'll chill. But remember, we're cultivating generational everything. Generational love, generational wealth. And not just at an individual level, collectively. We are the ones that change the world. I promise you we are. We're in the middle of the greatest story ever told. And yeah, make sure you're making creative decisions in alignment to that knowing. 01/21/21 as I say that.
You gonna say again, right?
Yeah. When y'all leaving? Okay.
I gotta be there early.
All right. Take what you know and go. Take what needs to go with you and go. Don't feel like you have to wait for everything to be in alignment. Like that continues to be the message. I feel like so many cards have come out and it's kind of the same thing. It's like, allow what you have to be enough. Understand that if you're going to continue waiting, thinking that there's a perfect time or something coming that you need before you can move, it will never come. You will find yourself waiting forever. You'll reach the end of your life and be like, dang, it never came. It's like, no, it was never coming. You had to start walking and understand that everything else is going to find you. See, he didn't take everything. He left certain stuff. He took what he needed. He took the ones that were in resonance to him and that aligned to where he's going. But then he left those because it's dead weight. If he tries to carry, he might fall down. All type of stuff. It's like, be discerning. It's okay to leave things behind because they will weigh you down if you don't. So be mindful. And I feel like you know what belongs and what doesn't belong in your reality. So it's like, hang your hat on that. Take what you need and go. Don't take anything more than that. These cards are all backwards and all type of stuff. Codependency. With this, it feels like you're not alone. Understand that you're supported by the collective. You're supported by the universe. You're supported by the divine. Understand that you're not alone. That you can depend on the universe. You can depend on your fellow man. You can depend on everything. That understand that you are made of source, and all this is made of source. So at its root, everything is the same. Oneness is the only truth. So understand that you're not different from any of the things that you see. You look different. You vibrate at a different frequency. But understand that we're all light. You strip us all down to our basic point, and that continues to come up too. That we're all the same. So you can lean on that. You can depend on these things. And you are supported. Pearl. You are more valuable than you know. And understand that failures don't mean that you're not a success, that you're not everything you know yourself to be. Like, I'm seeing in my mind's eye just the process of getting pearls and how many oysters, I think they're in oysters, right? But clams or whatever they're in, how many of those you have to open just to get one pearl. Understand that they don't always have a pearl in them, that it might take hundreds and a couple hundreds just to get to one pearl. And it's like, that's the reality of life. That's the reality of you. And understand that you are this pearl, and that the things you're working on are pearls too. And understand that it may have taken a lot of failures just to get that one success, but that one success is going to be enough to sustain you and to get you to that next one, and to get you through a bunch more of those oysters before you get to the next pearl, you know. But if you stop before you get your pearl, you'll be stopping with the and you might have the incorrect belief that there are no pearls, you know, that's all an illusion, that they tricked you into just opening all these clams. It's like, that's not the truth. You just had to keep going, and that you would have discovered it. So don't stop. Your pearl is waiting for you, and you're so close. You're much closer than you know. And I don't even want to say close, because none of it feels like it's separate. It's not separate. It feels like it's here. And it's like, you just have to get into the vibration of knowing that it's here, and understanding that there is no separation. My bad, my hair is wet and it's like bothering me. But yeah. Scorpio, don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid to dive into those shadows, into those deep, dirty, yucky corners of yourself and the world you live in, your environment, all that. Understand that there's a lot of magic waiting there. And with Scorpio specifically, I feel like, yes, they have a tendency to be dark. They have a tendency to dwell in the darkness and in those shadows. But at their most powerful, once they cultivate it, because specifically Scorpio, I know they have the archetypes of Scorpio, where it's like the scorpion, the eagle, and then the phoenix at the end. And that phoenix is like, when they cultivate their power and they understand that they're not at the mercy of the darkness, that they're not at the mercy of their own darkness, but that darkness and the things to be found in that is their superpower, and they allow it, and then they use that to tear themselves down, to burn the whole thing down, and to rise again as the phoenix. Understand that a Scorpio in that evolved form is a very, 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 very powerful being, because they understand transformation. They understand that all of this was birthed in the darkness, you know? Like, let there be light was born through darkness, and through the nothingness is where everything comes from. And yeah, Scorpio at their fullest understands that, and they understand that their darkness, and that darkness that they feel all the time, and that the shadows that they find themselves living in, that it can be cultivated, and it can be focused, and can be honed into a superpower. And yeah, that darkness gives birth to everything. And in the darkness, you know, when you meditate, you close your eyes and you sit there still enough, things pop up, and you know, and it can be very transformative. It's like the darkness is not separate from light. Understand that. Understand that they're very tied together. And that feels like the call right now, is to not get lost in the darkness. Feel it for sure, but understand that at the end, it can all be used, it can all be cultivated, and it's all to be cultivated. And once you get a hang of it, you won't be at the mercy of it anymore. You won't feel like you're on fire, you're getting burned, or all these things. You understand that you're on fire because you're a phoenix. You are the fire. You're not on fire. You're not getting burned. You are the fire. So understand that, yeah, that's why Scorpio is very powerful to me. And I feel like a lot of times they get a bad rap. And it's like, just give them some time. Just give them some time, because they're one of the most powerful, I promise you. And I remember even reading something that, like, the oldest souls are all the ones that become Scorpio, because the energy is so what's the word? Destructive, and it is so powerful, and it can, like I said, you're on fire. You're literally fire, but it can literally burn you up so much that, like, not everybody has the ability to be Scorpio. So if you believe in reincarnation, you believe in those type of things, I remember reading, it's like, yeah, like someone with a lot of Scorpio placements and all that, that's an indicator that they are an old soul, and that they all have, they've been through these energies a lot, and they know what it takes, and they can hold space for them. So yeah. So when it comes to Scorpios, I'm always like, yeah, give them some time. They're going to get there eventually. And you're going to realize, like, they're a good person to have in your corner for sure. And that they're very, very powerful. And that, yeah, their love is like no other. Their energy is like no other. It just needs to be cultivated. And it's like, in that process, it's beautiful to see because it's like you see them, it's like they're so destructive and it's like they touch things and set on fire and the chaos and they're like always like, oh my God, what's going on? It's like, yeah, that's you. And it's like the minute you realize that and you can, use that energy and use it to create your life the way you want to. And, you can hone in on it, the better. And yeah, so if you're a Scorpio and maybe you've been at the mercy of the shadows or you've been feeling like lost in the shadows and all that, understand that it's all you and it can all be used to get to where you're going. And I know for a fact that you've experienced it, It hasn't all been like, oh my God, what's going on? There's been moments where it's like you've seen your power. You've seen just how in tap you are to your magic in a more direct way than a lot of people typically can be sometimes, Like you get to see like, boom, without delay, without like, maybe that was me, like really direct proof of like your magic. And yeah, so hang your hat on that and continue to enjoy the experience. You'll make it. Even if right now it feels like, you're being burned alive, understand that if you zoomed out, you realize you're a phoenix. And that's why. And that you're not on fire. You are the fire. You are here to burn all this down. You are here to bring the order after the chaos, through chaos even. So, hell yeah. And if you're not a Scorpio, cultivate some of that Scorpio energy, and understand that if you find yourself in the darkness, that's okay. And that's a hell of a place to be, because this world we live in and enjoy and all that was birthed in the darkness. So right now you're in the company of the very energies that created this whole world. So hell yeah, if you find yourself in the darkness and the shadows and it's consuming you, sit with yourself, go in, cultivate it, understand that, and change your relationship to it. And understand that you can pull it all in. You can shoot it all out, like you can alchemize it. And you're a magician and you're a very powerful person. Like, please understand that you are very, 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 very powerful. So powerful that you can convince yourself that you're powerless. You can convince yourself that you're a victim. You can convince yourself that you're at the mercy of all these things. And I understand that at a logical level, it might feel dismissive that I'm saying that, or might feel like, I don't get it. And it's like, that's fair. Like, you'll get it eventually. I have faith that you'll see it eventually. But understand that you're very, very powerful, and that the very things you feel like, you're at the mercy of may be you, at a different frequency. It may be you trying to wake yourself up to your power, And sometimes that takes feeling super, super powerless until you just kind of surrender and then you meet yourself halfway or you meet yourself where you truly are. So yeah, enjoy that process as much as you can. I know it can be hot, it can be hard, it can be very, very difficult. And it can feel like you're alone in it. And it's like, because it's you, it's your journey, it's your experience to be had, it's your energy to transmute and alchemize. So yeah, enjoy that process. And if you can't right now, just be with it, and just keep showing up. Please keep showing up, because I know eventually it'll all make sense and you'll get it, because you will. That's what you're here to do. So hell yeah, that was dope. Shout out to that Scorpio energy, man. I'm gonna pull a couple more tarot and maybe like one more oracle, and then we'll call it. Knight. How many knights have we had so far? I feel like we pulled 3. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you're getting ready to take action. You're getting ready to move forward on this next thing that's calling you. Even more so just than, I know we've already discussed the energy of like, oh, we're going to the next book of the trilogy. But this feels like even beyond that, yeah, there's something new coming. And it's like, he's not moving yet, but it's like that moment where the horse is like, and then it goes down and they take off. But it's like that. It's like, you're about to take off right now. And it's like, make sure you have everything you need. Make sure you have the relationships you need that make you feel supported. Make sure you have the connections to yourself, to your guidance and all that, because you're going to need all of it where you're going. And if you rush out before getting all that in order, you're going to find yourself on the road trying to grasp and look for these things. Like, oh, dang, where's that? Or, oh, dang, what, And it's like you could have spent that 1 second just to make sure you had everything. So now when you're on the road or whatever, you can just focus and be present and just continue to walk and allow things to flow. And that's all the call is right now. And I don't get the feeling like that's something to be concerned about. Like it seems like just a reminder. And you're probably gonna do that anyway, but it's just confirmation to be like, yeah, make sure you get everything in order. And King of Pentacles. Be confident, I'm telling you. Don't move and hope for the best. Understand that it's all yours. It's already written. And that you just have to continue to do your part and show up and walk in and actualize it. But it's already done. Like it's what you're here to do. So it's like you just have to do it. Don't feel like you're gonna mess it up, because you won't. But yeah, one more. Two more. Eight of Pentacles. I mean, you're forged by fire. You were birthed through discomfort. Understand that diamonds are made under pressure, and that without any pressure, there's no diamonds. So it's like you can't separate the magic from what it takes to get it, So it's like if things have been hard, you feel like you've been on that fire, understand that you might be a diamond, It's like, and if you're asking for a life of a diamond type life, that it's going to come with pressure in order to make you into the person who can sustain that life, If you're somebody who wants to live in the big house and have these big experiences and travel all over the world, understand that that's not going to come easily. That's going to come through, experiences and lessons and really cultivating the energy in order to sustain that, in order to do the big things that it takes to be able to do that. So understand that if you're asking for big blessings and you find yourself getting big lessons, or you find yourself always, things are happening to you, not to you, but for you, and that things may be difficult, understand that it's because you're asking for a big life. And if it's too difficult and you want something less, you can always do that. But I get the feeling that you're not going to settle for less. So the best thing you can do is get comfortable in the discomfort and understand that you're being molded, There's being pressure applied to you, and then you're gonna look up and you're like, wow, I'm a sexy ass diamond. It's like, yeah, that's why we were beating you up the way you were. We were trying to get you shaped and everything. So you can do everything else. So say thank you for the hardships. Say thank you for the challenges, and understand that you're growing with each one, especially if you're navigating them intentionally. Stand your ground. 9 of Wands. Understand that you're protected and that you're okay. And that no matter how things look, no matter what shows up, that you will continue to be okay. And that the best thing you can do is figure out how to integrate all these energies. Figure out how to integrate all these things into your story and to make them pay you forward, Because everything doesn't have to be hard. Everything doesn't have to leave you hurt and feeling less than. Understand that there's always a perspective that serves you. There's always a perspective that allows you to elevate, even in the hardest situation. And like at first it may feel like delusion, or like you're lying to yourself, but it's like, it's the truth. Like when things happen, look at them and be like, okay. I remember Mark said, I'm responsible for the things that show up, and that everything that shows up is for me and is me. Okay, so why could I possibly have said this to myself? And you're gonna get a couple reasons. You're gonna get 1, 2. They might feel silly or like you're forcing it or a reach, but the more you do that and the more you buy into it and allow it, you're gonna see that, oh, okay, like whether it was true or not, what it becomes true is the impact it has on you. Because even if it wasn't true, like say you are at the mercy of a bunch of random stuff, but if you treat it as if you showed it to yourself, or you chose it, or it's for your best interest, and you come up with a perspective that serves you, and you're like, okay, this showed up to teach me this or whatever, understand that you will learn that. You will become that. You will actualize that. And whether or not it was actually sent for that reason becomes irrelevant, because the impact of it was positive. It allowed you to evolve. It's not going to force itself to be bad, like, oh, she didn't understand, like, let me come back, like it will actually be positive. So whether it was positive to begin with or not, whether you transmuted it or it was always that, it doesn't matter. The impact is what's real. And that's what I focus on. That's what I call you to focus on. You know, like you can sit there in the mind and try to logistically, you know, try to be like, oh, why would I do that, or what? That doesn't make no, you know. Or it could be like, okay, well, even if it doesn't serve you to feel like, you know, things are just happening to you. It doesn't make you feel empowered, does it? No, it makes you feel like, oh man, like, you know. So it's like the reality is what you choose, and that's the main thing, in that it's always a choice. So it's like, who knows? Who knows? I know my knowings and my belief is that it's all for you. But even if that wasn't the case, moving in that fashion will only serve you anyway, because the reality of it will be, it will serve you in that way. So whether it's alchemy or just alignment, it doesn't really matter. But I know what serves you is to believe that it's all you and it's all for your best good, because it can be if you choose for it to be. So don't get lost in the mind. Get out of the mind. Logic is not always your best friend. And it's like, it may feel delusional, but I promise you the results will speak for themselves. And you don't have to believe me, just try it. And that's all I want you to do, is just try it. I don't want you to take my truths as your own blindly, because that's not what I did. You know, I asked questions, and I wasn't just born here. Like I always stress that. It's like, yes, you see me here now and I'm telling you all these things, but understand that I'm only able to share them, and I'm only so passionate about sharing them because I've lived in the other side. I've experienced the other way of living. I've experienced feeling like things are random. I've experienced feeling like I'm at the mercy of circumstances. I've experienced, you know, that was my life for a long time. And then I finally, you know, I came to these truths one by one. I went down the rabbit hole. I came to more truths, and I went back and I practiced them. And I don't know if you can hear them, but they're a very passionate bunch. But yeah, I got back to the drawing board and all that, and trial and error. And there's things that I learned that didn't serve me, you know, and I'd let them go. And there's things that I learned that I keep with me, and I come and tell y'all, you know. And that's all I want you guys to do. Really all I want to do is inspire you to get your own proof, you know, inspire you to be like, what was that guy talking about? And then be like, let me go see, you know, you kind of look into it and find your own truths, and that work for your reality and the life you're creating. And that's all. And yeah, so understand that you don't have to understand all logic. Understand that you have a choice, and look into it and kind of just look inwards and be open to what presents itself, because your truths are always trying to find you and always trying to present themselves to you at any given time. They're always trying to find you and wake you up to your inner world, into what you believe, into what you know to be true. So I know I said that was the last card, but on the split, the world. I should have known. I feel like the world comes out every week at some point, and it hadn't shown its face yet. But this is the perfect time, right at the end. This is it. This is everything. It's like you've come so far, and you've learned so much. And I know you've learned so much. You don't even have to tell me that. Like, I know you've grown and you've continued to evolve and elevate, and that you're not the same person you were at the beginning of your journey. Not even just the journey with Magic Monday or Monday Magic, but just your journey in general. That you're different, and that you've experienced all these things. You've experienced, like, these feel like guides, you know. And look, there's the ego, and that reminds me of Scorpio energy we were talking about. And it's like, yeah, everything has been supporting you along this way, and now it's here and watching you become and actualize everything you saw for yourself. And you realize just how tied to everything you are. You realize that you are the world, you are God embodied, you are the universe embodied, and that you are the universe experiencing itself. You're God experiencing itself, its creation, and that you are not separate from any of it. And that's the truth. That's the ultimate truth, in which all the rest of it's born from. So congratulations if you're at that point and you've reached that, because that's everything, and that bleeds into everything, and the rest of it will find you. And yeah, you just have to soften yourself, because the world is yours and you are the world. So thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you continuing to show up for yourself, not just in this space, but in your life, because I know this life thing is hard. It's hard as fuck, especially when you don't know who you are entirely, or, you know, you don't have the tools to know what's going on, or, you know, people around you are all, you know, very different from you, and all that stuff. I know what that's like. So it's like, yeah, I know it's not easy to continue showing up, but you do. And that's everything. So thank you. And if no one has said thank you, I'm saying thank you. And I'm very, very, very proud of you. These cards are all turned up. So I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm trying to get them all together. But let's see, yeah, they're all messed up, but it's okay. They're not messed up. They're exactly as they should be. So let's get one card to close out the energy. And yeah, I'll let y'all go about your ways and get back to your Mondays. And yeah, set the tone for your week yourself, you know. Invest. Invest in yourself. And whether that be energetically, financially, monetarily, or just in your awareness, like you're worth everything that you put into everybody else. Like all the money you spend on other people, you're worth that. All the energy you put into other people, you're worth that. Everything. So invest that into yourself. Your awareness, focus on yourself for a while. Focus on the things that are important to you. Spend your time on things that are important to you. Spend your energy on the things that are important to you and the things that make you feel whole. And that's really the biggest call right now, is to give yourself what you need and to treat yourself like your best friend, you know. Give yourself all the things that you give away to everybody else, because you're the most worthy person of that in your life, you know. And you weren't given all your gifts and your energy just to use on other people. The first person you're supposed to heal is yourself. As a healer, all healers, you were given your powers to heal yourself, and through that you learn how to help other people heal. But you're not here to just sit there and heal everybody. Like, oh, I'm healing you, I'm healing you, I'm healing you, I'm healing you. You're here to heal yourself first and foremost, and then teach other people how to heal themselves. Because at the end of the day, you can't heal anybody anyway. They can heal themselves, because at the end of the day, we all have free will. You can go do all the things you want, but if they don't want to heal, they will not heal. So it's like you will burn yourself out, and you will feel like you're not a healer, because you're not. You're like, wow, why aren't I'm trying? They're not, you know. And it's like, because that's not your power. Your power, you heal yourself, and through that you can help other people heal themselves. You can be like, yo, this is what works. Do this. Try this. You can hold the mirror up and introduce them to themselves. You can introduce them to their higher selves. You can introduce them to the truth of oneness and all this stuff. And then through that process, they can take it and do what they need to do with it. So you need to invest in yourself. That's the most worthwhile investment you can make. And that's the one investment you can make that will never feel like a waste. You will never feel like you wasted your energy on yourself. You will never feel like you wasted your energy on the things you love and pouring into your cup. Never. But you may feel like you wasted it when you sat there and you spent all day trying to heal that one person who didn't want to heal. You sat there and trying to get them to wake up and they didn't want to wake up. So invest that energy into yourself and understand it will multiply, and the harvest will be grand and everything, because you're your most worthwhile project forever. So yeah, if you don't remember anything else I said, remember that and hang your hat on it. And yeah, third eye on the bottom. You see clearly now, because you understand what it's all for. You understand what you're here to do, and you understand who you are. And the more you hang your hat on that and move with that confidence and knowing, everything else will fall right behind it. So, and that being said, that concludes Monday Magic, special fall equinox edition, special solar eclipse, new moon edition, birthday party edition, all that. So thank you for being here. And I really, really, really appreciate y'all taking the time out to work with the energy and to sit and see what's in store. And yeah, as this container continues to grow, as our community continues to grow, I'm just left feeling more and more grateful and feeling more and more expanded and ready to continue to walk with you all, you know? It feels just like this. It feels like we're walking into our futures, we're walking into our abundance, our celebrations together. And it's because we are, you know? None of us are alone, especially as we continue to show up authentically and allow our people to find us, you know? And I trust that you will continue to do that. And I appreciate you guys continuing to show up here and allow me to continue to expand and continue to share your testimonies and allowing me to see you know, allowing me to get my proof back and allow me to double down on my knowings, allow me to hang my hat on things. And I feel like your timing is always divine, you know, like in a moment where I need it, it's like, boom, someone replies to a post or like a little clip from the video or something saying I was just what they needed, or it's something that I didn't, you know, maybe I stuttered a couple too many times, or I said a couple too many, you knows. And I'm like, dang. But then somebody replies to the message, like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need. And, you know, and it doesn't matter. It never matters. So it's just like, yeah, just thank you guys. You guys, I'm very grateful for you all. Um, and I'm just grateful to be able to be here and to be able to walk in my purpose and to shine my light and to inspire and all that stuff. And none of that is possible without you all. So thank you so much. And yeah, if you guys want more of me, make sure you check out my Instagram, 5D Just Too Easy. I'm always sharing stuff on 5D Just Too Easy. I said that real fast. I'm always sharing stuff on there, like inspirational stuff, and I have highlights with a bunch of stuff saved. So if you ever need some like a quick like emergency perspective or some light real quick, you can definitely go to my page and click any of those and tap through them, and there will be all type of stuff. And that's exactly what it's there for. I'm always doing my best to be a resource at any given turn, you know. I've committed my life to being a vessel of divine love and light, and to grounding in miracles and all that, you know. So yeah, so keep up with me in different places. Understand that that's what I'm always doing. So definitely check me out on Instagram, TikTok at KK Not Again. I'm typically sharing, you know, clips like this or any downloads I get. And yeah, YouTube at 5D Just Too Easy as well. And yeah, there's links. Come on, I'm coming.
You coming?
Yes. There's links in my bio and all that. So you can just follow that and you can find. There's links in my bio. So you can go find my music if you want to check that out. And music is also just another tool for me, as well as to spread these messages and spread light and to inspire and to also alchemize and transmute the energies and yeah, just express myself in my light. So hell yeah, just check out the links. My link tree in my bio, it has all type of stuff, and you'll see all the multi-dimensional, all the multiple dimensions of KK and Mark and all that. So hell yeah, I appreciate y'all for walking this journey with me, and hell yeah, make sure y'all celebrate with me, because next time y'all see me, it'll be post-birthday, and hell yeah. So I'm excited, and yeah, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Love. Up. Magician on the bottom. Magic Monday as a conclusion. Go be that magician, because you are, whether you choose to be or not. Don't use your powers to be powerless. It's not useful. So I love y'all. Peace.